Here's a profile of the avocado variety called Surprise. This is a surprise tree here, and it has no fruit this year. It had a lot of fruit last year. So it's in recovery mode. It's got flowers. And it's growing a new set of leaves here in early April, but no fruit. One thing about Surprise is it does tend to be an alternate bearing variety where it has a lot of fruit one year and little to none the next year. It also has kind of a floppy, upright but floppy branch structure. If you can see, there's a stake there holding up this tree still, because there's the trunk going up pretty vertically, but then once the tree sets fruit, it tends to kind of flop over with these long branches. And here's one that got sunburned because it was flopped over. Here's another one that grew out and flopped over and got sunburned. In short, the branch structure of Surprise is not ideal. It's probably its weak point. In addition to the fact that the tree doesn't come into bearing very early, it's pretty slow to start fruiting compared to some other varieties. This is not my tree, but I had a Surprise that I let go for about 5 years, and it still hadn't produced fruit after 5 years, so I cut it down. And I know some other people who've done similar things with their Surprise tree. But anyway, a little history of Surprise is that it's a variety that came out of the UC breeding program, and it was a seedling of a variety called HX48, which was a Hass seedling. So it's kind of a grandchild of Hass in that way. When it was tested, it was called 41815. And let me go show you another Surprise tree that has fruit on it so you can see the fruit on that one. Here's another Surprise tree. It's a little younger, almost the same age, but it's got fruit on it right now. It's in an on year. You can even see from the outside of the tree how much fruit is on it. The bummer is there's a lot of sunburn here, because look at the trunk. There's the trunk coming up. It grows this long floppy branch that sets fruit, and then the branch just hangs down with all that fruit and gets sunburned so badly. But look how much fruit is on there. I mean, there's really a ton. You cannot say that Surprise doesn't set a lot of fruit. It most definitely does. But it doesn't have a great scaffold structure of branches to hold that fruit. Okay, now it's early April, and here's what the fruit's generally looking like. It's really time to start picking Surprise for sure. You can pick them in February, but I don't think they really taste great until March. And here in April, they start to taste good. They'll get a blush of black, and that's not sunburn, but they'll get some blush of black, and they'll get even fully black if you leave them on the tree long enough. But the blacker the skin, the maturer, if that's a word, the more mature the fruit is. And so if you want your Surprise fruit to taste good, don't pick them while they're green. Wait until they have a blush of black on them, and then they'll taste good. All right, that's Surprise.